So, something big is happening behind the scenes of Man of Tomorrow, and honestly, most people don't realize how intense the pressure is right now. This isn't just another casting update or a random rumor floating around. It's about the identity of the DCU's next major villain, possibly the villain who shapes the entire next era of Superman stories. And if the chatter is true, James Gunn is still deep in the trenches searching for the perfect actor to bring Brainiac to life. Now, that alone isn't shocking. Brainiac is one of the most iconic antagonists in the Superman mythos. But from what insiders are whispering, this search isn't going the way many assumed. It's more complicated, more competitive, and maybe even a little more chaotic than expected. And the choices on the table, they're surprising to say the least. Fans have been waiting decades to see a proper Brainiac on the big screen, and it looks like Gunn knows he can't afford to get this wrong. But depending on who you ask, that pressure is either fueling something incredible or it's slowing the process down a lot more than anticipated. Let's break down what's happening, what's rumored, and why some fans are already debating Gunn's direction long before the movie even enters that heavy marketing phase. The latest flood of speculation came from a well-known industry scooper, at My Time to Shine H, who claimed that the hunt for Brainiac is far from over. And the interesting part? They said Gunn is testing mostly unknown actors, along with 3 big names who are still in the running. That's fascinating because most of the fandom has already decided that Claes Bang, the star of Dracula, is the frontrunner. He definitely fits the part. He has the voice, the intensity, and that eerie calm that Brainiac needs. But if this rumor is accurate, Claes Bang is nowhere near locked in. Gunn is still shopping around. Whoever ends up being Brainiac won't just be playing a villain. They're stepping into a role that could define the trajectory of the DCU for years. When a director tests unknowns alongside major names, it usually means they're looking for someone who feels unpredictable and fresh. Someone who isn't weighed down by previous roles. And because earlier reports suggested that Brainiac will require heavy prosthetics, Gunn may be leaning towards someone capable of disappearing into the transformation. Still, we have to take these early whispers with a grain of reality. Casting rumors at this stage are notoriously fragile. Sometimes they're accurate, sometimes they're nothing more than noise amplified online. But the timing makes this rumor harder to ignore. The DCU is in a delicate position right now, and people are paying attention to every move Gunn makes. This brings up another point that fans are still debating: the Lex Luthor situation. When Superman released, many viewers were surprised, some even frustrated, that Lex Luthor once again took center stage as the primary human antagonist. Superman's villain catalog is huge, yet Lex always seems to be the default choice. Some fans felt it was safe, others felt it was predictable, and a portion of the fandom assumed Brainiac would appear immediately, not later. Was Brainiac always intended for Man of Tomorrow? Or did Gunn adjust course after hearing fan feedback? Only he can answer that, but one thing is clear: Gunn heard the fans. Brainiac has been one of the most requested live-action villains for years, and now he's finally getting the spotlight. Whether that was the original plan or a flexible adaptation, it shows Gunn is at least responsive to what people want while still steering the ship in his own direction. Gunn has said more than once that everything in the DCU is connected. He hinted that Peacemaker leads directly into Man of Tomorrow, not as a loose tie-in, but with meaningful story threads, particularly involving characters like Rick Flag and Lex Luthor. That means if Brainiac enters now, his presence could interact with multiple storylines stretching far beyond a single movie. Maybe he'll connect to the Quantum Unfolding Chamber. Maybe he'll tie into whatever cosmic threats the DCU is building toward. Maybe he's part of the early seeds of a Justice League formation, or maybe Gunn is simply setting him up as a personal threat to Superman for now. Nothing is confirmed yet, and that uncertainty adds to the intrigue. What Gunn has made clear is that Man of Tomorrow isn't just a Superman story. He said openly that it's as much a Lex Luthor movie as it is a Superman one. That surprised a lot of people. Nicholas Hoult is a phenomenal actor, and Lex is a fascinating character, but fans expected the sequel to shift focus heavily onto Brainiac. Now knowing that Lex and Superman share equal narrative weight, it raises questions. Will Brainiac be a co-lead antagonist? A looming cosmic threat? A long-term setup? Or is his role bigger than we think? It's possible Gunn is introducing Brainiac slowly across multiple films. He likes long-term storytelling, but until we know for sure, fans will continue to speculate. And that speculation will set expectations that may or may not match Gunn's plans. Zooming out, the confirmed cast is already massive. We have David Cornslet as Superman, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, and Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. Then add the rumored appearances, Aaron Pierre as John Stewart's Green Lantern, John Cena as Peacemaker, and reports that Gunn is already searching for the DCU's Wonder Woman. That is a huge ensemble for a second film in a franchise. This tells us something important. Man of Tomorrow isn't just about expanding Superman's world, it's expanding the entire DCU. These aren't standalone cameos, these are foundational character placements. And that's exactly why Brainiac's casting is so critical. Whoever plays him may become the DCU's overarching cosmic villain. Not confirmed, of course, but the potential is there and the fans know it. With the film scheduled for release on July 9th, 2027, Gunn has time. Time to finalize the Brainiac choice. Time to polish the screenplay. Time to map out how these characters intertwine. But the longer the wait, the higher the expectations. Fans start imagining their own version of the movie, and if the actual film differs too much from what they pictured, backlash can follow. For now though, Gunn is earning patience. Superman bought him that. But patience isn't endless. Delivering the right Brainiac could solidify the DCU's future direction or set it back depending on how the audience reacts. So where does that leave us? Right now, all signs point to a competitive and ongoing search. Clay Spang might be considered, but he's far from confirmed. Unknown actors are testing, big-name actors are testing, prosthetics are reportedly involved, the character will play a major role in the movie, but Lex Luthor will share the spotlight. The DCU's long-term storyline is slowly forming in the background, piece by piece, and fans are watching every rumor, every leak, every clue. That combination of anticipation, uncertainty, excitement, and caution is exactly why this Brainiac casting update is blowing up everywhere. And whether you love Gunn's approach or you're cautiously observing from the sidelines, the truth is this: Brainiac has the potential to reshape the DCU's next decade. Now I want to hear from you. Who do you want to see play Brainiac? Should Gunn go with a known actor or an unknown breakout? Should Brainiac become the main villain for the entire DCU, or stay focused on Superman's side of the story? And do you like the idea of Lex sharing equal importance in this film, or should the spotlight lean more toward Brainiac this time? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.